ANM, American Northwest Magazine. Please subscribe. So the biggest gainers today. Got one 75% up. Duluth Holdings around 25 has $100 million market cap. Let's take a look at its super chart on tradingview.com. So it gapped up. Its spread isn't terrible, 3 cents. We've got a green candle printed there. I'm going to go ahead and take a trade on this. Ticker symbol DLTH. Okay, we did go ahead, purchase that. We got a red candle. RSI is coming down. And we lost it. It's on its way down. We're going to dump it. Yep. It's dumping. Sold at 262. Yeah, so we lost 9 cents on that one. Had to try it. Got a little green candle now. RSI looks better this time. Spread's about 5 cents. Anyway, good morning, American Northwest Magazine and Financial Channel. It is the 19th of March, Thursday, 6:40 a.m. Pacific Time. S&P down 7.7%, NASDAQ down 1.5%, Dow Jones down to 45.9, 0.55%. Looks like it's recovering a little. From the overnight trading. Yeah, it's recovering a little. Take a look at Bitcoin today. We've got a little surge. RSI is coming up to the top here. Spread looks good. Let's check on Duluth here. Nah, it's looking like a dud. Big spread. No, it's not a big spread, but well, let's wait till the RSI gets down the bottom, see if we can get some up action later on this one. Take a look at the liquidation heat map. Bitcoin Binance. $69.3, $69.4 looks like a liquidation zone. Not much below. Maybe down around 68,000. So we could see the price drop down there to 68.6. $70,000 could get up to 70,600. Another liquidation area up here, 72,000, and then all the way up here to 73. Don't see any up here, but let's take a look at the Binance Bitcoin liquidation map. 1 day. Lots of shorts, so pressure for the price to go up today. Lots of leverage up at 72,000. And I expect the 7 day is going to be same as yesterday, which it is not. A lot more shorts, so pressure for it to go up. 30 day, pretty even on the longs and shorts. Go back and check on our trade. Oh yeah, it's recovering a little. We're up to 270. Not a lot of volume there. Oh, RSI is down 18. we'll just let our trade ride for a little bit here. By the way, we don't go live because I'm not good at it. I got to switch between the screens live on YouTube. It's more difficult than doing it here just by clicking on the tabs up at the top. And the Dow is recovering a little bit. I think we're going to fire a trade on Bitcoin. We like to use ARKB, Kathy Wood's fund, so I don't have to use Larry Fink's fund. I don't even want to say the name of it. Let's see here. Yeah, we're going to buy some ARKB. In the comments, please let us know where you're watching from. Nah, we're going to hold off on Bitcoin. So on Duluth now, which was up around 25% overnight, and we're printing a red candle. Not a lot of volume. Our size at the bottom, we're going to hold off and wait before we sell it. BTC is thinking whether it wants to go down or up. Let's take a look at crude oil. West Texas. Take a look at U.S. crude oil spot. It's at $96 a barrel. Lots of volume. Just kind of choppy. Oh, we should have taken that trade on Bitcoin. It's on its way up. Let's see how Duluth is doing. The news on Duluth. Their net income rebounded. Fourth quarter profit due to lower costs. That's why it's up. Its net loss shrank. Margins improved. Okay. Yeah, it's just a little choppy sideways. And Bitcoin is thinking about what it's going to do next. It's greenish. We're going to go ahead and fire along on Bitcoin. That's some good volume. RSI is up here. Let's see what it's going to do. One of the 1 hour candles on the oil. Duluth is hanging in there, but no big excitement there. RSI's down at the bottom. Volume's dropping off on the green side. Still got a 4-cent spread. Not very good. BTC looking promising. The buy side's above 70,000. Let's just check the general news here for a minute. Even Jerome Powell doesn't know what's going on with the economy. And by the way, yesterday, the FOMC meeting left things unchanged and no forecast for a rate hike, or a reduction in interest rates at any time soon. Energy prices surge as Iran targets Gulf energy facilities. We didn't see any big rise in the past few hours. Take a look again at West Texas. And let's go back to the 3-hour chart. So this is over the past week. Zeroing in on the 1-minute chart. So since 6:30 this morning, Pacific time, it's actually come down. Looks like at market open, it went up before the market opened, and then it's come down a little. Not a lot of volume on Bitcoin. And it looks like our Duluth trade's going to heck. I think we're just going to dump it. That we did. Didn't quite make up our loss on it. Nope, we did not. And we dumped it too soon. Look at that volume right when we dumped it. We should have looked at the RSI. In economic news, weak UK labour market leaves rate cut on the table. US markets open lower on Thursday. Europe's central bank holds rates as energy crisis mounts. Germany 10-year bond yield, I think they misspelled that, nears 15-year high. Czech central bank holds rates as Iran conflict raises uncertainties. So they didn't change either. Europe tumbles on Iran war as central banks hold rates. Again, same as the US. Not a lot of volume on Bitcoin. Gold has dropped quite a bit. Down 4%, under 5,000. Where is that money going? Bitcoin dominance down 0.34%. It's not going into Bitcoin because Bitcoin is down about 1,000 plus from yesterday. So basically this morning when we opened up with buying Duluth, if we look at the top gainers, I went to something that was up around 20% and had, at least 100 million market cap, just to see how it would react 5 minutes after the open, and it was pretty much a dud. It could react well later, but that's not what I'm trading. I wanted to pretty much do a scalp on it. We ended up losing a little bit on that. And right now, the only trade we have is BTC. It's up a little bit. Why is the buy down there yet the price over here is 70,000? We've got 1 minute candles. Yeah, I guess it's just slow. Looks like we're going to be painting a red candle here shortly. Well, you know what? It hasn't painted a candle in 5 minutes. So we're probably down there. Let's refresh this chart. Yep, there's the red candle. Damn. Not a lot of volume there. RSI is headed down. See what the Dow's doing. Slight trend upwards. Duluth I should have hung on to. Looks like we've got a nice little uptrend there. We'll watch Bitcoin price while I grab my coffee real quickly. Oop, looks like we got another red candle coming. Down another 100 or so. RSI heading down. Yep, there it is. We're going to scan the news on YouTube here. While we watch the price of Bitcoin.
This to combat.
The general news is just that the war is escalating. As Trump threatens to blow up Iranian gas field if Tehran attacks Qatar. We can see the RSI has been coming down to about 61, so I'm hoping we get a reversal right here around 61. Duluth has been hanging in there. If I would have just opened up and hung in there, I would have been profitable. And of course I just bought a small amount just to get used to this strategy of waiting 5 minutes after the open, and once it paints the first green candle, go ahead and buy. And I think that's what we did here around 6:35. Maybe it was around 6:36. We bought around here, and then we dumped it because it just was going down. We didn't need that. And of course, with all this gapping overnight, or I should say at the open, right? Yeah, that was at the open. But I guess technically that's a gap because the price went up overnight, and this is only reflecting open hour prices. So in this case, 12 minutes after the open would have been a good time to buy. Even right now might be, but I'm not going to chase it. A little more volume here on Bitcoin. Oops, we got another red candle. We are down significantly on Bitcoin right now. Let's refresh this page here. 69.6, 69.5. I do see pressure for the price to be pushed up to liquidate these shorts. I don't know how to use these Fibonacci retracements. If anyone knows how to use that Fibonacci retracement tool, let me know. Take a look at oil. Yep, I expect the price to climb quite a bit there over the day because there's just no letting up on the situation in Iran and shipping through the strait. I didn't watch the FMOC meeting yesterday, but rates will remain unchanged, but there's pressure. I mean, the market didn't crash as a result of the news, mostly because they didn't raise rates, or they're not going to raise rates, but I think that's in the cards. We're going to get quite a bit of inflation out of this war, and they're going to have to raise rates, I think, to try and control inflation a little bit. If that happens, I think we'll see a pretty big crash. But a recession is pretty much getting cooked into the books now with prices. If you know who Andre Zik is, he has a good video about oil prices and recessions. I saw on the Paul Barron network last night. Every time we've had prices get above $100 a barrel, no one's talking about inflation there. I don't know if $100 a barrel wasn't corrected for inflation in this video, but anytime we got above $100 a barrel going back to the 70s, a recession followed right after. And in this scenario today, it looks like we could get up to $150 a barrel or higher. Oh, that's just a steady decline there. Let's see how that compares with the Dow Jones. Not too different. Very similar. I know comparing Bitcoin would be more relevant if we were looking at the NASDAQ. Let's go ahead and pull up the NASDAQ. That's doing a little better than BTC. Of course, this is not the NASDAQ actually, NASDAQ index. Let's see where the NASDAQ index is. Let's go back. NASDAQ 100 index, is that the same thing as just the NASDAQ? Yeah, I guess so. Well, there's the NASDAQ composite. Well, now I'm confused. We got a NASDAQ composite and a NASDAQ 100. Which one is usually? I can fix that. I'll look at my E-Trade account. Okay, on my E-Trade account, the NASDAQ that they list with Dow and S&P 500 is 21.9 right now. So that would be the NASDAQ composite. So let's take a look at that chart. Try to open up the super chart. There it is. Okay, if we compare the NASDAQ now with Bitcoin, there's quite a difference. I gotta try and go live because I know you're watching old information, but the point here is just, you know, if you're at the same level of trading as I am, this might make a lot of sense just looking back over what I did today. My goal with Bitcoin right now is just to day trade it. I do think we're going to go lower, but this whole gold thing going down scares me that I'm going to miss out on Bitcoin going up, because maybe people are going to Bitcoin right now because I don't understand it, because gold is, you know, where I would expect gold to be going up right now, but it's coming down. And I'm thinking it's possible people are deciding that Bitcoin is the better place to go. But you know what? Since yesterday, Bitcoin's down as well. I think everything is just going to go down except for oil. Maybe I should be in oil, but I'm afraid of news that will, you know, make oil crash, because it's up there pretty high right now. Should have bought down when it was $60 a barrel. So yeah, I think tomorrow we'll try and go live. You know, RSI is bottoming out here. Volume on the negativity is pretty low on Bitcoin, so I think we're going to fire once we get a upward momentum in RSI. Recently, you know, when it gets down to this level of 10 or so, it's come right back up without hesitation. And these were hovering at the top. Plus we're coming down to the bottom of this channel. Let's check the liquidation chart. Liquidation heat map, I should say. Kind of neutral liquidity. Well, I mean, there's liquidity down here. There's liquidity. Not much here. I think our goal is 70,000 before we take profit. So yes, looking at this liquidity, I think it's safe to buy some more as soon as I get some good indications here. And I should be paying attention up here more. By the way, if you're brand new to trading, TradingView is amazing. It's free. And there are some premium things you can buy, such as some of the indicators. I try and put on some of these indicators. Like that one, and you get this message that says more indicators, 30-day free trial. So those are premium indicators. But I am not an expert with TradingView.com at all. And I use E-Trade in the US here for for trading. Very, very, very low commissions. I haven't even paid $100 in a whole year for commissions. Unlike Coinbase for trading crypto, and you can trade stocks there too. It's basically 4% buy and sell. In other words, 2% to buy, 2% to sell. I've paid thousands to Coinbase, kind of not knowing how much I'm paying. All right, so oil is showing some strength here, at least West Texas crude. The Dow is dropping off. It looks like Bitcoin's following the Dow more. Okay, we're getting down here. I better get my purchase ready to fire on E-Trade. I'm using my cell phone to trade E-Trade because I find it just faster than using the mouse on the laptop to buy E-Trade, or to buy and sell. And yeah, NASDAQ's actually further down. Dow is further down than the opening. The S&P 500 isn't quite as low as the opening. So we go back to the Dow Jones, and we opened up pretty low. Well, actually, we're going lower than the opening there too. Right at the, we're down to the opening price there. Back to Bitcoin. By the way, I like to trade Bitcoin because if I get stuck in Bitcoin and can't sell it, it's really the only asset I want to be in right now, other than I probably should be in oil. You know what? We might do some research on that and buy some oil later. Shares of precious metal related companies are trading lower as the gold continues yesterday's sell-off. Yeah, we know that. We're setting up our purchase for ARKB, ARKB, the ETF I use for Bitcoin. If we're in a downward trend, that price is going to go lower, but taking a look at RSI right now, I should be paying attention up here because these are 1 minute candles, but this is pretty much immediate. 69,172 right now. We got a shorter candle. RSI starting to turn upward. So we're going to buy ARKB at 22.94. adding to our trade. Of course, this time we're purchasing at a lower price. Oops, there was pretty good volume on that selling there. Again, these volume candles, or these volume bar graphs, that doesn't mean that's all negative volume. If it did, that would be a taller candle. There. That's total volume. So I think that might be some purchase volume going on there. Price 69.3. Oh, it's jacking up. Geez. Let's see. We're firing it. Placing our order now. Okay, we're going to check our order to see if it went through. Nope, it did not, because the price probably went up. It did. It's up to 97. So we're going to go in at 98 cents, 22.98 for ARC B. And okay, we got a lot more Bitcoin now. And there is the RSI turning up. Little green volume there. Little green candle. It was up to 69.3, but now slumping to 69.2. About a $20, $25 spread there. For those of you that don't know, if there's a big spread here, you buy there, and then you got a long way before you have. If you have, let's say this is 70,000 and this is 60,000, that's $10,000. If you buy there, you got to go up more than $10,000 before you can sell and break even. Here you have only about $25. So if you buy $25 higher, you have to go up $25 before you can sell to break even. It's basically what this spread is. RSI is continuing up, small candle. I expect a slight red candle right there. Whoops, we're coming back up, 69.3. Well, anyway, folks, we'll try and go live so this makes a lot more sense. We're ending our talk now at 7:35 a.m. Pacific Time.
ANM, American Northwest Magazine. Please subscribe. Thank you for watching.